My fellow students, Dr. Ayub again with video number 4 in our quantitative data analysis series using SmartPLS. In this video number 4, I like to introduce you actually to the way we collect data, or the best way or the most effective way to collect data through using online data collection platforms, specifically Qualtrics. This is what I use. In prior videos, I have introduced you actually to other methods or other platforms for data collections like Google Forms, SurveyMonkeys, etc. I'm not actually very sure about how good and bad they are, but I am used to using Qualtrics, not because it's the best actually, no, but it is the one that I have started using and I'm used to use. Qualtrics is a easy to use platform to develop your questionnaires and start collecting data easily through accessible links or any other methods through which you can collect data. So in this video series number 4, we are going to focus on data collection as well as formulating your SmartPLS or structural equation modeling. For the sake of this video series and for the sake actually of simplicity, starting with video number 4, I am going to use one specific topic of research or study. And as a result, it's going to be one model based on a theory, which is the TAM, Technology Acceptance Model Theory. It's an information system theory. And this model is going to develop with us through the progress in this video series. So we'll start with a simple model, few variables, few constructs, and then the same model is going to develop to be the most advanced model you may find online, or one of the most advanced models that you may find online. Okay, so in this video series, as I mentioned, we're going to do two things. One thing is introducing you to Qualtrics and data collection, which is really important because after you develop your research questions, your research objectives, methodology, you got to collect your data. And data collection may not be easy for some students. So, in this video series, I'm going to introduce you to one method that I find very effective, which is using data collection platforms to develop your surveys as well as to disseminate or distribute your questionnaires over your sample of population. Okay, this is one section of this video. The other section will get data collected, import this data into SmartPLS, and start playing with the model, start writing or developing or drawing our structural equation modeling or model. Okay, thank you very much for now. Let's move into the applications and keep on. My fellow students, Dr. Ayub, welcome back. In this video, as I told you, we're going to demonstrate how we can use surveys, platforms for data collection, Qualtrics specifically. And for the sake of simplicity, we are going to use or study the factors that impact online banking adoption. The whole video series is going to build on this video. for studying factors of online banking adoption. Okay, let's go ahead and just introduce you to Qualtrics. It's not going to take long, few minutes simply. Qualtrics is a survey collection platform. Okay, simply you go online, and here I already logged into, as you noticed here, I already logged into my Qualtrics account. Okay, you all have to do is simply go to Qualtrics website, for instance, Qualtrics website, and this is Qualtrics website, and a bit slow. Here you can have a free account. Maybe you can try it. I haven't had a free account before. And simply as you register, you can log in. Once you log in into this Qualtrics platform, you will see your dashboard as you notice here. I have already done many researches. I have published few articles and did data collection through Qualtrics. It's actually very simple and very easy. You can simply go ahead and, for instance, create a new project by clicking here. And for creating a new project, you would have two options here. You either create your own survey, as you notice right here, or you simply choose a template from already provided surveys from this platform library. Okay, for instance, if you want to choose you can, for instance, or you're studying, for instance, brand research, you can, for instance, pick up this customer satisfaction survey. If you pick up this survey, you will find like already done questions, already built or written questions. You maybe reshape them, and you can reuse those surveys that are already built if they match, or if they match with your research purpose. And of course, you don't have to, you have to go by the copyright rules, and also you have to make sure that those surveys are already validated in the literature. Okay, I don't want to waste more time on this, so simply you can pick up any. We can, for instance, choose one, let's say customer service or online or product satisfaction, let's say. If we pick up product satisfaction and we call just simply sample product satisfaction survey, and then get started, you will notice here now, as this survey loads, that we have already, see, as you notice, you can see here like 13 questions that are already developed. You maybe have to reshape those. Okay, I haven't used platforms or done templates before, so I simply created my own survey. Let's go back to my projects here, and we wouldn't need this anymore. Maybe we can erase this. Simply click on this one, and let me see how we can maybe delete this one. Delete project. Okay, so simply we go into the delete project option here. Sample product survey, just simply all data related will be permanently deleted. We have no data for this specific project, so simply we remove this. Okay, this is one way. You choose already made platforms, already made templates for your survey, or you simply create your new project and choose. If you have already ready data, you can import it. Simply you click and import, or you go into your own survey. Call it, for instance, in our case here, we have factors of influencing online banking use. Okay, and we get started. Blank project. A blank project, or from a copy, or from a library, or from a file. A blank project means you have to build your own survey. Here you can import questions if you have already validated templates of surveys that you got from the literature, and this is an option that's available for researchers. You can use already validated surveys from articles that you have done in your literature review, or from prominent research centers. There are surveys that are already validated, and you can adopt or adapt, simply restructure if you had to. Researchers are allowed to do that. Okay, so you can do that, or you simply build your own surveys. However, for PhD dissertations, it is advisable, of course, to have your research questions or survey validated in the literature in order to have more reliable results, more credible research results. Okay, simply you can import the questions, or import questions from already made surveys, or you can go to Qualtrics library here, or those are your own surveys. I've done my 14 surveys before. You can pick up some already chosen questions, or you can simply create a new question. And if you create, for instance, a new questions, you got here, you can choose options. You got here multiple, for instance, single answer questions, or multiple answer questions, or drop down menus, etc., or select box questions. You will see options here. For instance, if we say multiple answer questions, you can see how it looks like in here, or a drop down. It depends on what you need to do. Plus you get the option here, you have multiple choice, you have matrix tables. Let me show you how the matrix table looks like, slider, side by side, etc. So this is the way we can develop our surveys or research PhD or whatever master degree research surveys. As you notice, lots and lots of options for developing your research questions. However, you have to know that whatever form of questions you choose, it has to be measurable, it has to be testable. Most of the PhD researchers usually choose Likert scale, usually 1 to 7, a scale of questions. It's actually, as I have noticed, it's actually easier to do so because once you develop your model and import your data, the system works with them much easier. You have more meaningful results and easier calculations. And it is also important to have a consistency in the format of the questions that you choose. If you go on Likert scale, for instance, 1 to 7, I would stick to this consistent type of scales for all the questions chosen in my survey, because it's much easier once it comes to the quantitative calculation, and it's once it comes to getting measurable and meaningful and reliable and credible results. However, it's your call. Many options are there, but my advice is I advised to have one scale of questions. Mostly I choose Likert scale. Some other researchers may prefer others, but literature usually is mostly abundant with Likert scale studies or surveys. Okay, so we developed our survey. Now we want to, for instance, let's go to my projects. This is the way you develop it. I'll go to my projects now just to show you already. I'll leave this one already questionnaire, and I'll show you how you can distribute this questionnaire. For instance, let me have some other questions. Let me have impact of organizational culture. This is a study that I have done and published. Impact of organizational culture on nepotism, for instance. Sorry. In this study, I have 12 questions, as you see. Okay, and this is your survey actions here. You will have actions to, let's see what the options are. Okay, a bit slow. Okay. Let me show you what the options are. Getting started from creating, add an action. So those are just simply an actions that you add to have better control on your survey. I have never used that, and I don't think it's very important to use. Okay, we go to the distribution, which is really important. The distribution. I have collected, as I mentioned, my survey, I have developed my surveys and now survey questions, and now I have to distribute it to collect my quantitative data. Okay, let me show you the options of distributing that. So it gives you actually an easy way of distributing your questionnaires over your participants in the study. It's not loading here. Let me just go back and check why it's not loading here. Okay, I'll go simply to the distribution. Should load now. A bit slow. My connection is a bit slow here. Okay, we can see distribution can happen through emails, through anonymous link. This link, once you activate it, you can send it over WhatsApp, social media, any type of social media, WhatsApp, Twitter, etc., etc. You can just simply copy and paste it, and the participant will log in or click it and just simply see the survey and just fill it in, click submit. You can do it via emails as well. As you notice, you can just make add a list of emails, simply send it to many participants, personal links, social media, you can share it, or QR code. Anonymous link, I find it very, very useful. Actually, you simply can click or just customize. No, you don't need to customize. Simply take this link, copy it, paste it on WhatsApp, on Instagram, on Twitter, etc. And then you have your surveys fill it up and the data collected. You got your data collected. You simply go to reports, and you will see your data results here. In the reports section, you will see the data results. Okay, so simply, as you notice here, you see the reports on your data, how the respondents responded to your surveys. And then this is the reports, data and analysis. In this section, I assume you can download the data, and this is actually what we need here. A bit slow, sorry about that. Connection a bit slow today. Okay. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. It's a bit slow, but before before okay, let me just load this again. Okay. Okay. So it is okay, it is data and analysis, and you get the data collected. I have here 114 responses, and very easy. You simply export the data, export it, and you will have many options: CSV, TSV, Excel, XML, SPSS, etc. I would like actually to take it into SPSS format and simply download the file and save it wherever I want to save it. And as it is there, it can be imported into SmartPLS, and you start enjoying the modeling. Okay, thank you for now. This is what we did in regards to platforms, data collection platforms. Now I'm going to move into SmartPLS. Okay, stay tuned, stay with me. All right, thank you very much, Qualtrics. We'll move into SmartPLS. All right. As I told you before, we are studying the factors that influence online banking. Those factors may be numerous. However, the theory that is the foundation of our study actually is the TAM model, which is the technology acceptance model. And for this model, it has been developed into model 1, then model 2, and then it progressed to model number 3. And I love to use this study because this model, as it develops to stage 3, it becomes a bit complex, a bit advanced, and actually I would like to use SmartPLS for advanced analysis. Okay, now you may see, okay, Abed, you did this already. So we can simply delete everything in here. I simply deleted everything in here, and also I'll delete the data because I want to just import the data in front of you. Okay, let me just introduce you a bit. Let me even remove this one. Are you sure you want to exit? No, I don't want to exit. Let me keep this one. Okay. Okay, as you notice here, this is the canvas. Okay, I'll go into simply, if you want to create a new project, you simply click here, new project, and you call it TAM, whatever. Continuing, TAM, we call this TAM, which is technology acceptance model. Let me call it factors, okay, let me just go simple. I will just delete this project incompletely. Delete this project completely. Delete. Okay, and I will actually, I have for the technology acceptance model, I have already downloaded data from SmartPLS website. And you can find this data simply by going into, however, this data I had to add some variables because it is simply reflecting on TAM1, which is Technology Acceptance Model, Stage 1. However, as I told you, I am planning to advance with this model to reach Stage 3 and therefore provide you with the most interesting analysis using SmartPLS. We simply can go to, let me show you, simply Google SmartPLS, not data samples. You can get some sample data, but I will say TAM model. All right. And then if you go into the first link here, you will find, see, downloadable sample project. All right, now let's move back to SPS, to SmartPLS. I will create a new project here, simply a new project, and call it factors influencing data, factors influencing online banking use. Okay, banking use. Okay. Now I have a new project here, but I don't have data for it. Okay. The data I am going to import now is a mix of already ready data, already given data in this downloadable or downloadable data set or SmartPLS project. You find it on SmartPLS website. But I already added to this data. Okay, what we can do here, factors influencing SmartPLS. Okay, this is, we can simply go into this data. I have already this data technology acceptance model data ready. I simply click into this and leave it the same, or simply call it factors influencing online banking. Okay, this data is imported, as you notice here. Once you have this green color here, means the data is okay, it has no missing value, and it is ready for use here. Okay, you can see missing value, zeros, etc. And however, we don't have on the campus, as you see, we don't have any already drawn models. Okay, let's see here. I'll show you. In this project, we can import, for instance, file and do import projects from folders, and this is, or from backup file, let's say from backup file. And if we go here, example now, from, okay, organizational TAM technology, I'll just import this to show you how is the model, how the model looks like. Okay, I'll just simply import this now, simply as it is. So this is one option where you can import a whole SmartPLS project with all its files all at once. And this is the project that's important. If we click it, you have the data already imported, and you can see here the model for this project. Okay, but we don't have to take this model. This model is simply guiding for us. It is the foundation model or the foundation theory on which we build our study. However, our model is gonna start simple, as you see, but then develop and be more complex as we progress with further videos in our series. Okay, I'm just showing you, I showed you the option on how to import a complete project into SmartPLS and work on it if you wish to. And we have the option to start from scratch, and this is your case. The factors influence. This is your case where you have to have your own project and your own study, and you have to work on it from scratch. Okay, the factors influencing, this is our project. Okay, we have here, this is the canvas. You can show it as grid, or you can simply remove the grid here. Okay, I'm using here a professional student version. Actually, it's not a student version. Student version, you get it for free, but this is a professional version. The student version actually is limited to only 100 records when it comes to data analysis. However, in this professional version, you can have all the options with SmartPLS, no limitations. As a student, if you show a student ID, a valid student ID, I think you can get 50% discount on this professional version. Okay, let me introduce you. The dashboard is great, very simple. not too many options to confuse you. Okay, you simply can go with a grid canvas or simply with a blank canvas. I love this look here. Okay, I would simply remove this one and go with this new one here. Okay, I want to develop my model, and I am studying, as I mentioned, the factors influencing the online banking adoption or online banking used by banking customers. This is the study. The theory that guides this study, the foundation of this study is the TAM model. It can be TAM 1, 2, 3. It's simply the technology acceptance theory, which is an MIS theory. So we have the theory that is the footprint of our study, and we have some of our hypotheses for now. So we simply can start drawing now. So easy. You can click the shift here on your keyboard, click the shift and pick up this latent variable and start drawing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done. So we have one latent variable, second latent variable, third, fourth, fifth. Okay, we may add more. Now for the variables, it's very important here to differentiate between a circle variable here, the one that you see in red. This is a latent variable. This is a construct. This is not like an indicator variable. This is a construct that cannot be measured on its own. You have to measure it through other variables. So simply this is a construct. Now we'll come and we'll define it precisely what the construct means. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. Okay, in this model, in the theory that we have two main factors or latent variables are hypothesized to influence the attitudes toward technology use. So simply I'll just rename them here. I'll click rename, and this is the perceived usefulness option. This is one, and this one is simply rename, and this one would be the ease of use. This is another construct, and this is the rename, the attitude towards using online banking, I can say. And this one is the perceived intention to use, and here I am reflecting on the TAM model actually, and this is the last one is the actual use. Okay, I have identified in this model my latent constructs, and I have the hypothesis that perceived usefulness affects or influences the attitude towards using online banking. Perceived ease of use affects or influences as well the attitude. Attitude influences the perceived intention to use, and the perceived intention to use identifies or influences the actual use. Okay, so these are the main constructs of my model, the main constructs. Simply, how do I connect them? This way, I choose the connect option. Okay, 1, 2, this one goes here, this one goes here. And also we can identify a relationship between this and this, and also between this and this. This may influence this directly. Okay, this may influence this directly. All right, this is for now. This is the connect. I go with the select. Okay, so now, as I mentioned first, this is, for instance, the perceived usefulness. This is one latent variable. How can we measure that? Okay. Before coming to the stage of modeling, you have already developed your questionnaire. And for each construct like perceived usefulness, you have created like 7 questions. Those are your indicator variables. Okay, here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions. Those are the indicators that will help us measure this, the perceived usefulness. Okay, and then the same is for the perceived ease of use. Okay, let's take those 5 variables, sorry, we go on shift and then pick up those 5 and simply move them in here. So see, the color of this has changed. It became yellow, a blue color. So this one now is being reflected, is being measured by 7 indicator variables. You see, this rectangular shape is a simple variable or a question or a questionnaire item. This circular shape is your latent variable, perceived usefulness. Okay, we'll come now to define them more into more meaningful terms. Okay, we take also the ease of use here and put it in here. You see here, the used indicator variables here that you already moved into the model have become yellow, and you will see them yellow in here. And those latent variables that are measure constructs, we cannot measure directly except if we measure them through more simpler questions, become blue in color. Okay, attitudes, these are the attitude questions. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Simply I move them in here. Okay, it doesn't look good here. I simply can change the location. See, these options change the alignments. See, I can go here. I can change it the way I like, but okay, dropping down is the best, is the most kind of like useful here. And then perceived intention to use. Perceived intention, we have 3 questions. Simply click and move them in here. And also change the alignment here this way, or you can do it this way. Simply this way, or this way, okay. And we have the actual use here. Okay. As well, I can change the alignment in this way. I can make it look much nicer. Now, in the student version, maybe you won't have all these options, the colors, etc. But in this version, we have the options, etc. Okay, I have here one more variable or latent variable that I did not add yet, but I'll simply add in a bit if after I do some explanation here. Okay, so here we have the perceived usefulness, the perceived ease of use. These 2 latent constructs are hypothesized, or we posit that these 2 impact attitudes toward online banking. And then if the attitude usually impacts the perceived. Like for instance, if we have a positive attitude towards online banking, then we have a positive perception or positive intention to use it, and this will lead actually to perceived intention to use, would actually lead to actual use of the online banking or of this technology. Now, let me just show you how you can, for instance, change colors here. You simply, I'll just simply click select, and then here we can change the colors. If we went add to border side, you see now the border has become let me zoom in, has become zoom in a bit more. See, has become different in color. I can change it. Add to inner text if I want to add inner text. This is after calculation, but add to background color. See, this has changed. There are some variables that you have, or you may find it more kind of meaningful to change their colors. It all depends. My supervisors did not used to like colors much. I use colors a lot, or I love colors more. All right, so simply you can go into black. Okay, you simply can go into black. You can go into or colorful or black. Well, these are mainly the options. Here we have the moderating effect. This is for calculations later on. Quadratic effect will show you how it is used for calculations. Connection, we have used this. This is simply to draw the arrows. Latent variables to draw them. Selection, you select simply this variable, for instance, and you can color it if you want to, or you can change the name or hide it, etc. You can, for instance, those if you don't wanna, if you have a complex, much more complex model, you simply can hide those variables. So simply hide the indicators. Simply they are hidden. You will see here a plus sign showing, and you can show them if you wish. Or you can simply click on shift and select all of them and hide all, hide indicators of selected, and you can go show indicators of selected construct. You show them. This is for the selection option. Zoom in, you'd simply zoom in or out. If you'd like, sometimes for the same data, you can create a new path model, a new model like this one using the same data. I can show you. I had, for instance, here data. This is a ready project that I imported from Mendeley data. You can see here three types of models for the same data as you notice here. Okay, we go back to our model here. So here in the perceived usefulness, perceived ease of use, etc., we have already set our variables, which are the questionnaire items. Like for this variable, for instance, we have 5 questionnaire items. For this, we have 5, and I advise you for each latent variable to at least develop maybe 5 or 6 questionnaire items, because sometimes, as we come to in next videos, we have to drop some of these. So maybe because it depends on the results that we get but by standards, by rules of SmartPLS, we have to drop some items that do not match with the threshold criteria in use, especially for the construct reliability and other results or measures that we get after we run the analysis, the calculations here, the PLS algorithm. So simply add the questions, just make it as maybe 7 questionnaire items for each latent variable. We have also in this model, we're going, of course, to add more latent variables. For instance, we can add here 1 more latent variable. We can call this latent variable, rename it, and call it trust. Okay, trust. How trust impacts attitude. Do customers trust online banking? If they don't, what's their attitude towards the use of online banking? So it is a major latent variable. So for this, this is another construct that may influence attitudes towards online banking. Okay, so this is one construct here, and simply you would do like 5. I have 3, which is poor. I would add some more in next video. So simply click shift and pick up those 3 indicators variables and put them in here. Okay, let's go to select and simply change the alignment. I like to see things clean. Okay, and so now we have a kind of like a bit more complicated model, but it's still looking very simple. So trust impacts attitudes towards online banking use. What else should I show you in this video? I am just getting you acquainted, and in next videos I'm going to show you further functionalities, and we'll start with the calculations and data interpretation and reporting, etc. If you see, this is my data set. In this data set, actually, I imported, as I told you, or downloaded from SmartPLS website. However, this is for TAM 1, the simple theory. I am getting into TAM 3 by adding several other variables like those trust. Those are the questions that I have picked up for the latent variable, the trust latent variable. I have, let me see, I have here an article. I'll go to the article. This is actually used. This is, for instance, just to show you the perceived ease of use. This is one construct that impacts online banking as we hypothesize or posit. If you see in this article, I'll show you about this article in a bit. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions, and these are the kind of questions. So learning to operate the B-flow USG would be easy for me. So this is perceived ease of use. If we go here, we go into the model again. This is the perceived ease of use. So this is one question. And then we go back, look, we go in, this is perceived ease of use. We have 1 question, 2, 3, 4, 5. So simply we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions. And these are the questions: learning to operate, etc. Learning to operate online banking, for instance, as a technology would be easy for me. So it will help me do what I want. This is another question here. Okay, and those questions, 5 questions, are expected by theory to measure this construct, which is the perceived ease of use. And then this structure here impacts or influences the attitudes towards using online banking. The same is for social influence, one other factor that we may come to in a bit, not in this video, in coming videos. Okay, this is in one article here. This is another study. Here is another. This is an extended form for the model. And you see, we have perceived usefulness. We have social influence affects, like for instance, here in the perceived usefulness, you can, for instance, if your friends, okay, my friends, one question could be like, my friends advise me or find this system or online banking is not easy to use, useful. And this has an influence. This is a perceived usefulness of online banking. Okay, and this is another article here, extended. This is the extended mode. Does anyone? All right, I've done some actually research just to make a full coverage of the topic, because actually it's very interesting to know your theory and to know to have your objective of the study or research questions very clear, and you have your theory guiding you because it's actually the footprints on which you build your research. We have here the TAM model that is guiding our research, which is studying the factors that impact online banking use. Okay, and you may inquire or ask, someone may ask, what's the difference between a measurement model and a structural model? Okay, in this image here that you see in front of you, you have, let me select, can I select? Okay, you see those that I selected here. This is the measurement model. You have one latent variable and a few indicator variables. This is a measurement model. Okay, so once we come to analysis and data interpretation and calculations, you have to differentiate between a measurement model and a structural model. This is a measurement model. Okay, and okay, this one is a structural model. Let me these two make a structural model. Okay, the relationship between latent variables is a structural model. The relationship between latent variable and its indicators, as shown here, is a measurement model. Okay, so this is the difference between a measurement model and a structural model. In SmartPLS, we have first order and second order and even third order relationships, or even fourth order relationships. So we'll come to those as we progress in our video series. You got this model in front of you. Maybe one function we did not, you can simply save this option, save your work, simply save it. We don't want to go into calculations yet. Themes, you can, this is simply cosmetic. You can simply go in black and white, see how it goes. Some of the students may prefer black and white. In the themes option, edit themes, I don't want to go into that more. View zoom in, zoom out. Here, hide all indicators. You can simply hide them or show them all of them. Those I'd like to go back to, because I'm used to those colors, black and white. Edit theme, go to default. Okay, or default. Let me edit themes, edit theme, and custom one. Okay, default factors influencing. Okay, this option. Okay, this one. Okay, and simply themes, edit, and what did I do here? Edit and then custom one. Okay, it's not going back to themes, edit, and then default. Okay, factors influencing, and this is okay, black and white. Okay, and this one, this is the model. Simply I'll go into color in this way. So it didn't actually, I haven't used themes much, but it seems I got a bit confused here about using themes. Okay, I got the model ready. I want, for instance, to show to my supervisor or to keep a copy. You simply can export into PNG and just save it. Save here my TAM model 1, TAM model. Okay, and simply save it, and it will simply save as a PNG image. Okay, it'll simply save as a PNG image. Okay, it's saving. Minimize. Okay, it's saving saved as PNG image, or you can simply do a .svg file. So this is simply the way you want to look at in a grid. It depends. Those are mostly, like for instance, you can even change the, if you select, for instance, this option here, you click on select and you can change into the writing here into italics or bold. You can add
make the font larger here, you can simply make it smaller, etc. Anyways, thank you very much. I think that's enough for this video number 4. Thank you very much. I took a bit of your time today, and please stay tuned for the coming video. Bye bye.
So my fellow students, as you noticed in this video, I introduced you to not even an introduction. I just taught you how maybe to use survey data collection platforms like Qualtrics specifically, and this is really important. And also I got you into SmartPLS and into starting enjoying the models using SmartPLS. It's actually, I don't find it very complex. It's actually very easy and straightforward. And the students would actually maybe love using it when they get just used to SmartPLS for quantitative data collection. Coming videos, number 5, we will do some data analysis. We will run the SmartPLS algorithms and come up with some measurable, beautiful, and meaningful results, and we'll start actually reporting some of these results as well. So thank you for watching. Subscribe always to my channel, and hit the like button if you liked the video, and stay tuned always for the coming videos, because I'm planning actually to give you or provide you with a full reference or coverage for SmartPLS use for quantitative data collection. Thank you very much. Bye for now.